everyone, Owlvine here. How are you all? It's so nice to see you again. I thought I would share a little nature haul with you today. Actually, it's quite a substantial nature haul, but I'm not going to go through everything because I feel like the realms of the rocks and all the different shells and all the different things and is like the realm of the nerds, and we're just not all there. So I will show you bits and pieces, the awesomest pieces. So recently-ish, it was a little while ago now, I went down to the beach with my husband. We went and had a weekend away together for the first time in years. So that was really, really nice. And I said to him before we went, I'm like, we are so going like a beach combing, like I want to find stuff, and he's like, yeah, no worries. He got right into it too. He found me some awesome things as well. So I just thought that I would share these bits and pieces with you. Now, for some of them I have specific plans. For some of them I don't, which often tends to be the case. I find things that are just so beautiful and so amazing, and I'm like, oh, I know something really magical could happen with this, but I've just got to get around to actually creating the thing, or doing whatever, or it just looks cool and I just like it, So I have gifted some of these things away already, which is awesome, and I will probably re-gift some more too because I cannot see myself using everything. But let's just, I don't know what I'm trying to say, let's get into it, shall we? So we've got bones, we've got shells, we've got rocks, we've got roots, we've got all kinds of magical awesomeness. So the first thing, I don't know why I picked this up, is this rock. Now it has this really cool hole in it here. So it sits nice and flat, and that's something that could totally be used as an incense burner here. And then, I don't know, some crystals placed on or something like that. Do you know what I mean? This is probably a beautiful display piece for a shop, I feel. That would be I need a shop so I can display awesome things. I'm going to have to put this on the ground now. Now I found a lot of really cool bones as well, which I'm really excited about because I love using bones in magic. So this is actually, I don't know if you can see really well, but this is a bird, part of a bird skeleton. So we've got the wings here and the spine and part of the head, I think, here, maybe? No, that's not true at all. That's part of the body happening. Maybe it goes that way. I don't even know, to be honest. They're definitely ribs up the top here. Yeah, so that's really cool, and it's nice and soft as well. So that could be, I've got hair stuck to me. That could be used and crushed up and used in spell, and it's got feather attached to it, which is how I know that it belongs to a bird. We've got all kinds of bones. Let's get some of these out. Got this here. This is one of the coolest pieces. So this is a skull here. So this is the eye, and it's got teeth in it as well. It does look like it's very sort of pointy, elongated. So I don't actually know what kind of animal that would come from. My initial kind of thought was a cat, and I guess it could perhaps be. It was found on the beach, so I don't really know what kind of animal that is, but it's part of a skull, which is really cool. I think skulls are probably some of my favorite kind of bones. There's some vertebrae as well here, and then there's just a whole lot of little bones and bits and pieces here, which were really awesome. So these were all found along a really, really rocky part of the beach. Actually, most of these things were found in one portion of the beach, which was kind of going up this kind of cliff face. And there was just, there was so much stuff there. There's some pieces that I'm really excited about, which I'll be showing you soon. And I found this ginormous feather. Look how big this feather is. So huge. So this is from an albatross, probably. Or no, sorry, that's a complete lie. You know what it's from? It's from the geese down there. Oh my goodness, we saw so many of these wild geese. They're just these huge, amazing geese, and they have kind of like a yellowy green beak. But anyway, it was baby season when we went down, so we saw so many of the little tiny, fluffy little baby geese. They were gorgeous. So on one beach we went down to, which just was incredible. The rock formations in the water were so cool, and they were just causing the waves to just splash up, and it was crazy. But my husband kind of went for a wander along the actual sort of hillside, so it's kind of like a very steep kind of grassy cliff thing. Anyway, he got chased by some geese. Because he's like, oh, I wonder if that's a nest up there, because it was kind of a spot with a whole bunch of feathers on the ground and stuff, and he's like, oh, you know, if a bird's been attacked maybe. So he went over to have a closer look, and this goose just ran out of nowhere, telling him off. So he's like, yep, I think it's a nest. And then when we wandered further down the beach, he and I, there was just this horde of them that started coming towards us, and I was like, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here. Like, they are not happy. They're all, you know, raising their wings and stuff. So anyway, that was a lot of fun, but I found that feather on the beach there. This is a really cool shell, which is like partially, I want to say, like fossilized, and I thought that would make a really nice like little offering dish. It's quite deep, you know, as far as shells go. I suppose it looks much less deep on the camera now I'm looking at it. Or for burning incense and stuff as well. Like, I think that'll be really nice, like charcoal discs. Now there's a few of these little things. I actually have no idea what they are. Sort of sea urchiny something or other. So I want to look up what they are and kind of see how I can, you know, fit them into some spell work or something. Like, I think these would be specifically good for spell work. This is really cool. This is I believe it's a shark's egg. I think they're called mermaid's purses. And I was so excited to find this. There was actually quite a lot of them on the beach. Most of them were cracked open, and this one actually hasn't been opened at all. So it was like firmly done with, you know what I mean? Like, there's no killing of anything. It doesn't look like there's anything in there, so maybe it did open as well. But it looked closed, so that's really cool. So mermaid's purse, or what else do they call it? I think that's the proper name. This is really cool. So this is a seaweed root. I couldn't think of the word for a moment there. How cool is that? It's like really, it's quite heavy, which makes sense, you know, keeping the seaweed down. But it's a seaweed root. Isn't that awesome? I'm pretty sure it is anyway. Like, I'm totally making that up, but like, I've just, you know, applied common sense, hopefully. And that's what I came up with. But that's super, super cool as well. So I was like, yes. And we have, like, there's just all, oh, I've got a rose petal in here. This happens. All these, like, cool shells. There's heaps, of course. My computer's talking. Heaps of different shells, which I'm not going to go through them all. But this one's really awesome. This one's kind of fossilized-ish as well. And it's beautiful. It's so big. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I love that. So I'm going to, sorry, there's like all the stuff sitting in it. I did kind of clean them out. It's like, oh, no, not very much. I really want to put that on my altar, but I was kind of waiting to show you guys. You know, I just wanted to have all the things in one place so that I could do that. Oh, here's another bone as well. I have another one of these, which I believe belongs to a cow. And that one's much larger. So I've got like a little baby one here. And I just figure this is like, I haven't really used the other one, but it sits so well in the hand like this, and I feel like there's some kind of really awesome magical purpose this could be put to. You know, in a creative way somehow. I want to make something with it, and I don't know, like a crystal could go in there. It's just like, yeah, this, like, the creative juices flow when I see this. I found a few bits of driftwood as well. Some really cool pieces of driftwood. I love driftwood. And look, this one's a hag driftwood. How cool is that? It's got a hole in it. So that's pretty awesome. Some nice little driftwood pieces. I always like to collect driftwood as well. Now, I found this root, which reminded me of a person. I feel like this is, where's the darkness so you can see? It reminded me of mandrake. Like, obviously it's not mandrake root, but it has that kind of look to it, I guess, really. So I was like, yeah, I feel like I want to use this as some kind of poppet or something, which, yeah, actually, the other night I was thinking, because I've had these sitting around for weeks now, that I wanted to do some particular poppet magic. So I think I might actually even use this. But that's super cool and kind of human-esque. So I was like, that's definitely coming home with me. Now, these are some of the things I was most excited about. You guys, abalone shell. So I see abalone shell around in shops and things, and they're very expensive. Okay, I got a whole bunch of like tiny little shells as well, but I'm not going to bother showing you those because it's not fun. But look, like decent size abalone. I've only ever found 2 abalone shells in my life on the beach, and both of them were pretty small. One of them I still have around, but very thin, so not good for kind of putting hot things on, but this one's actually quite nice and thick. So I'm really, really excited, and I found a whole bunch of them. Some of them are, my little stack here, some of them are quite little, but some of them, yeah, really decent size and all together in one piece. And these were all in the same section of beach. where I got, you know, the majority of this stuff. And I found this as well. This is just a piece of, I don't know, debris. I don't really know what this is, so if anyone knows, but it's something, it says VI5YC on it, and I feel like it's like some kind of like weight or something for fishing. I don't really know, but it's really old. It's all rusted. It might not even be that old, but it's been in the ocean for a while. Yeah, but so that was really cool. So that was just a little piece of nautical goodness that I brought back with me. I found a few of these shells as well. Look how beautiful with the brown on them. Oh, they're so pretty. And also, one of the most exciting finds of the day was hagstones. So many hagstones. Oh my goodness, you won't be able to see with all these because some of the holes are really small, but some of them are really decent. Like this one, can you see my eye? Hello, I can see you. So some of them are really, really good, which is awesome. I love hagstones. They're awesome for protection, divination purposes. Not that I've ever used them for divination. I do use them for protection though. And they're also known as good luck stones too. So let me just show you a couple more of the hagstones in there. There's another awesome one. There's a hole there. And this one is like through it there, which is really cool. So some very cool hagstones, and they're great to give to people too. So the whole thing with a hagstone, I've read, is that if you receive a hagstone, it's extra lucky. So that's kind of the mythology behind that. And other than that, I have a whole bunch of rocks in there still, but I'm not going to show you all the rocks. I found rocks. This one I'm excited about too. This is it's a very soft rock, but I was thinking this would be really good to grind up or even to use in like chalk kind of drawing, you know, for magical purposes. So that's really cool. It's definitely marks very easily. I was wondering if it was like brick, but it's quite like dusty feeling, so I don't think it's actually brick. My hands are so dirty now after handling this stuff. Now on a separate occasion, I went for a walk with Bear. Bear and I went for a walk down sort of near my son's school. There's a lot of farms down there, so we went for a walk one time when we were a bit too early to pick him up. And I've been there a bunch of times, but this time there was a whole lot of bones in this one area. So I don't know what they were from. Nothing had died the previous time we went down there. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing sitting there. Maybe we missed them, but yeah, they were all just sort of sitting in this space, like, you know, spread out or whatever. It wasn't all just dumped in a pile. But yes, I thought maybe this one belonged to a cow because it's so huge and because there are heaps of cow paddocks right by that spot. But it's just massive. It also could belong to a kangaroo, I suppose, although I have no idea of the bone structure of kangaroos, so I'm not sure about that. But there was a whole lot of bones. I'm not going to show you them all again because, you know, snooze, but like really cool. So some like really cool I feel like magical tools they could be, you know, like I just get a sense when I pick these things up. I really want to craft more magical tools. Like I use a lot of tools, of course, but in terms of like wands and things like that, or scepters, like I much prefer using my hands. So I have a beautiful wand which I was gifted, which I absolutely adore, which I don't know if you can even see it. Like in the background down here, and some other ones that I found myself, but there's just something about using my hands. But I do love my wand. Like I adore it. It's like my most favorite thing in the world, and I pick it up and look at it and just touch it, and it's like amazing. But I found this stick. Yes. And I was thinking this would make a really cool wand. So some of the top would need to be removed, but it sits really nice in the hand, and it has this really cool patterning and texture here with kind of, it's broken up into almost like a bark type thing, but it's not bark sitting on top of it. So I thought that was really cool, and there's a hair on it. It's got a hair in it. Yeah, so again, I'm just like inspired to craft when I find these things, these nature items, these cool nature things. Always inspired to craft, and I actually still have a stick with other sticks hanging off it, and all the sticks hanging off this other stick. This is like the best way to explain something, right? They're all sticks that I found that I'm like, that is a wand. Like that is someone's wand. It just needs to be made, I think, because if I do use sticks for wands, I generally don't decorate them myself. Like I might sand them down a little bit, peel off bark, things like that. But I really like to keep them natural. Like I love that kind of thing. But I know, you know, they're just incredible when people dress them up and add crystals and, you know, zhuzh them, and they're just like gorgeous. So maybe one day I will get around to doing something like that. I think that would be really, really cool. Like I love wand lore and the idea of wands and all that kind of stuff. So maybe I will get myself around to actually doing something like that one day. Now the very last thing I'll show you is down by my feet and weighs like 1,000 kilos. Is a rock. Of course it is. But look at it's got this beautiful surface here. Like, oh, it's delicious. It feels like it could be a pillow. It's actually pretty comfortable. Now it does sit on a funny angle, so when it sits down like this, so that the surface area like slopes down. But I was thinking of putting another rock underneath or something. It doesn't have to be a rock. Stop saying rock. And putting maybe tarot cards or something on top. I thought that would make a really, really nice platform for some cards. So I'm thinking about, yeah, adding that to my altar as well. I actually completely forgot about this piece. So I cleaned out my car the other day because my brother-in-law and sister-in-law were like going away somewhere and I was dropping them off. So they were coming to our place and they were going to go in our car, and I'm like, God, I really need to clean out my car. It's disgusting. And they have like a brand new shiny car, you know, so I'm like, I need to clean out my car. Anyway, found this under the back seat. So I was like, that's where it went. I remember that rock. So, you know, treasures everywhere. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this nature haul. I would love to hear about anything you found recently, any awesome finds, what's going on, have you nature hauled in a while. I did this video off the back of a request. Someone asked me to actually do a nature haul, and I was like, that needs to happen. And then it's been planned, like I said, for like, you know, I think it's been almost 2 months now. Actually, it has. It's been maybe 2.5 months since I collected this stuff. That's insane. Anyway, finally done it. So I hope those of you who enjoy these kind of videos enjoyed it. And yes, I would love to hear if you have found any awesome nature things recently, and what do you do with them? What do you do with the stuff you find? Ideas. I need more ideas. Actually, ideas probably isn't my problem. It's actually doing the things. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. So much love and many, many blessings.